Hello and welcome to Prenatal Yoga. This yoga is going to be a nice and slow flow to get you up and moving. So we're going to get started by coming to all fours and just starting with a couple gentle cat-cows. So as you inhale, you're going to drop your collarbones away from your ears. As you exhale, you're going to round your tailbone down and get a good stretch through the backside body. And go ahead and take your knees nice and wide and start to rock yourself from side to side, bringing your hips forward, feeling a good stretch, and then as you exhale, sink further back towards one heel and then the other, so you're going to feel a nice side body stretch and just move at your own pace. Go ahead and bring your elbows underneath your shoulders above your ears. Lift those knees up off the mat and then slowly peel your hips up towards the ceiling. Think about lifting your hip points up towards the sky and focus less on driving your heels to the ground. You can pedal your feet out one by one to get a little bit more comfortable in our downward facing dog. Graciously bend the knees and then move through to plank position. From plank, bend the knees, press yourself back again, lifting the hip points up towards the ceiling and moving through that slow flow. This time from plank, kick your hips back, scrunching down, then lift your hip points up towards the ceiling. You're going to raise one leg up and sweep it through for a high lunge. So you have a choice here. You can drop your back knee right down towards the ground or keep it elevated. Take a couple breaths here in high lunge. Exhale, take your arms back behind your body. Open up through the chest. This does require a bit of balance. Just stay focused, listen to your body. Exhale, take your hands to frame your foot and step back into plank. Bend those knees, kick your hip points up towards the ceiling once again, and then go ahead and lift the opposite leg. Exhale, draw your knee towards your tummy and step into lunge position. Low lunge or high lunge, it's completely up to you. If you want to work on building that strength, stay in the high lunge, stay strong, and focus on your breath. Exhale, take your arms back behind your body, clasping the hands together, creating space in your chest, and then framing the foot and stepping right back into plank position. You can always do a modified chaturanga here or just meet right in downward facing dog. This time, go ahead and lift your right leg. As you exhale, sweep it through. Inhale, reaching up into your high lunge, taking a moment to breathe. And then you're going to set your back foot parallel with the edge of the mat and create space here for Warrior Two, taking your arms out to the sides and peering over your fingertips. Exhale, reach your arms up, fingertips touch, and then exhale, sink right back into Warrior Two. Reverse Warrior, straightening out that front leg and reaching behind you, a full body stretch here. Returning back to Warrior Two and then positioning for side angle. So take your arm, set it on your knee, and then reach up above your head. Frame your foot and step back into plank position. You decide how you want to meet in downward facing dog. This time, as you inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, sweep it through. Set up, inhale, reach into your high lunge position. Take a moment to take a breath. And then set your back foot parallel with the edge of the mat, reaching your arms out to the side and peering over your fingertips. Inhale, reach up, fingertips touch above head. Return to warrior two for a moment. And then take your back arm towards your straight leg, straighten out the front leg, and reach over your head for a reverse warrior. Return to warrior two, and then go ahead and place your elbow on your knee for a extended side angle pose. Take a couple breaths here, and then go ahead and frame the front foot, step back into plank position. And at this point, you can decide if you want to take a little bit of a rest. You can take your knees nice and wide on the edges of the mat. Exhale, have a short rest in extended child's pose, or you can stay right in your downward facing dog. Wherever you are in this practice, return back to downward facing dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up and sweep it through. Set your back leg in position for warrior two. And then go ahead and straighten out the front leg, shimmy up your back leg, and then point your toes towards the front edge of the mat. From here, you're going to hinge from the hips, keeping a flat back, going into our pyramid pose. If you have blocks, this is a good time to use it to help assist and keep you nice and long and flat. And on your next inhale, we're going to move into a revolving pyramid pose. So your left arm stays on the ground and your right arm is going to reach up towards the ceiling. Try to keep the hips square so you're feeling that stretch. Exhale, take your hands to the blocks and then step the blocks in front of you if you are using them. If not, you can just reach for the ground, and I want you to lift the back leg. Now, balance is something that definitely needs to be worked on as you're carrying more weight. So if you feel steady, come into a warrior three position, lifting the arms up off the block. And if you can, slowly transition yourself to tree pose. So from warrior three, you're going to hinge from the hips, keeping the glutes engaged, staying focused, and then bring your left leg right to the center of your leg. Exhale, set your leg back on the ground, forward fold, step back into plank, meet in downward facing dog. Switching sides this time, inhale, reach your left leg up, exhale, sweep it through. Set up your back leg so you're ready for warrior two pose. Take a breath here. And then go ahead and extend the front leg. We're going to set up for pyramid pose. So step your back leg up just a little bit. That feels comfortable for you. And then face your toes towards the front of the mat. Hinging from the hips, keeping a flat back. Lower down any amount that you can, and then go ahead and use those blocks to help support you. Take one more breath and then go ahead and invite a small twist here. This is a gentle twist. You don't want to twist too far, especially if you're further along in your pregnancy. Then we're going to set up for our warrior three position. So you're going to lift your back leg, and it's your choice. Maybe you just keep your arms on the ground right now. And practicing this next to a wall can be helpful. Transition if you can to tree pose. This time bringing your right leg to the inner thigh. You can choose to take your hands to prayer or take your hands above your head. On your next breath, release, lower that leg right back down towards the ground. Swan dive down towards the ground, step back into plank position. Meet in downward facing dog. And slowly walk your feet up towards the front of the mat. Take your knees nice and wide, allow yourself space. to get comfortable and catch your breath here in Matsyana. So here, keeping a nice flat spine, allowing the hips to open up, using your elbows to press against your knees. And then take your hands right behind your bottom, have a seat. And we're going to finish with fish pose for a resting pose. So set up those blocks. One is going to come right between the shoulder blades to support the upper body, and another block will support your head. Take your knees nice and wide in Supta Baddha Konasana. And here, take some cleansing breaths. Allow yourself to relax. Allow the knees to fall outward. Allow your heart rate to slow down. And then when you're ready, bring the legs together, press yourself back up to a seated position. You can sit in an easy pose if that's comfortable with you, or maybe you're ready for a little meditation at this point. Close your eyes, allow yourself a moment to think of something that you're grateful for. Think optimistically about the health of your little one. Continue to practice things that are going to help you and your baby along this pregnancy. I thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to practicing with you again in the future. Have a great day. Namaste.